Hello and welcome to my channel. The same elder who reacted to what Ruben Abati said has now spoken regards Soludo and how he governs Anambra State. You will not like to miss this particular message. It is very important. I will play the audio for you to listen. Milo's Corner is at it again. This time around, his focus is on Soludo and how he manages that space called Anambra. Being a professor doesn't mean you know all. Oh, I believe somehow this audio will get to Soludo and Soludo will know where to make amends. This particular audio is another bomb. I would like to buy soft drink for yourself, snacks and any of these. Sit down carefully and listen to this audio. You'll be blessed at the end of the day.
Wealth of a nation, Anambra State and Soludo taking chicken eggs in a poultry and eating it without reserving some for hatchery, we end up making the poultry to be non-existent because you will not have new chicken to replace the old ones after you sold them. The most common mistake most third world leaders do, which Soludo is making, is picking up the eggs that their chicken is laying. Now, in this context, what is the egg? The informal sector of the economy, the hawkers, the illegal business structures. In third world countries, those parameters should be ignored. It is wrong to want beauty when you are poor and underdeveloped. It's just like a lady. She's poor, she doesn't have money, and you want her to be doing hair, putting lipstick, putting expensive perfume. She will only struggle to take a bath. That is the situation of third world country. Most often than not, the leaders of third world country, just like Soludo is doing, wants their city to be beautiful. This is what comes natural through the metamorphosis of economic development. Why should I be in the head bridge as Aburo? Why should I be hawking something on the street? Why should I be in illegal structures when you have modern, ultra-modern malls, factories, jobs to go and do? So the third world leaders wants to do the last thing first, beauty. They want to be like New York, but they don't have the billions of dollars New York have. Multi-billions and billions of dollars. They want to be like London, but they don't have the multi-billions and billions and billions of pounds that London have. The wealth of Anambra State is in that informal sector, in that unauthorized shacks in the market, which Soludo is supposed to ignore and look the other way. Soludo, stop beautifying a poor place. That will come later, after they get rich. What you should focus is to create wealth instead of managing poverty. What is the implication of running all these hawkers and illegal structures away? You destroy the foundation of your entrepreneur, which is where your corporation, the indigenous corporation, will come from, not foreign investment. Nobody will invest in Africa. All the foreigners want African raw material. They will invest in raw material extraction sector. They will not invest in science and technology that will benefit Africa. So the science and technology that will benefit Africa will come from indigenous people. And those indigenous people, they do not have access to capital. Therefore, they have to hustle. That hustle starts from hawking and illegal structures. Let me give Soludo an example of what I'm saying. In 1967, Seoul, South Korea, a young hustler was on the streets selling used clothes. King Som Daewoo, illegal structure selling clothes. From there, King Som Daewoo morphed into a global behemoth. Daewoo Corporation is in all industry manufacturing in all over the nations of the world, producing goods from pin to aircraft. Started hustling on the street. What would have happened if government of South Korea wanted to be beautiful when they were poor? Oh, I want Seoul to look like London with poverty. Supposing he has arrested Kim Son Daewoo and put in jail. Supposing he has destroyed his illegal structure, he will not be able to develop the Daewoo Corporation, which now brings $140 billion into Korean economy. It is very important that world leaders understand this. Stop beautification. I'm not saying that hawkers should come in front of government house or government secretariat. Even in that government secretariat, you should allocate some area where they can operate freely. What you're supposed to do is to take education to those hawkers. Hey, whatever you're doing, do it good and think big. You show them videos to think big. Let me give you an example. I went to Artisan in Enugu State, Artisan Market. Some hustlers killing chicken for customers. If you buy chicken, they say bring it, they kill it by the side, put it in the water, clean it, and give you back. So I went over there, I asked the people, I said, hey, do you have any future in this thing you are doing? They told me, no, we are just doing it to feed our family. I told them that's nonsense. I say, in your hand is potential $1 billion industry. All of them were quiet. I took out my phone. From the videos I stored in my phone, I showed them Mississippi in the United States of America, where the white man was doing exactly what they are doing in Artisan Market in 1940s. But what was the difference? They were killing chicken, putting it in hot water, removing the feathers. On the roadside, illegal structure, just like they are doing in Artisan Market. They were watching the video. I told them, did you notice the difference? The government did not come and chase them away. What the government did was to send experts from Mississippi State University, Agricultural Extension, Poultry, Animal Husbandry, to constantly visit these people every week and transfer the latest knowledge about animal husbandry as it pertains to poultry and poultry processing. Within 10 years, Mississippi morphed from that primitive and backward poultry and poultry processing techniques done illegally into world-class poultry stage, bringing into Mississippi $200 billion. I get hot when I see African leaders trying to make a poor place beautiful. No, that should not be your priority. Your priority is to create wealth first. It is those your people that you see on the street hawking things. It is those people you see with illegal structures in Onitsha. This is the people that you're supposed to be giving knowledge. They are the one that we conduct business practically, not those ones that went to Faculty of Business Administration. Those ones that went to Faculty of Business Administration will work in these people's corporation as staffs, not as entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is different from worker. Entrepreneur will stand in the rain selling orange. Entrepreneur will stand under the sun selling granite. A staff will not stand in the rain selling orange. Neither will he stand in the sun selling granite. So Soludo, please stop all this harassment on roadside businesses. Stop all this harassment, quote unquote, illegal structure in the market. Forget about Onitsha Market. Onitsha Market is in the past. It's an old way of doing business. That is not what you should be articulating. You should articulate a new way of doing business. If you go to developed country, we call Onitsha market flea market. In America, it comes up once a week where people come and sell their non-needed items at a cheap price. Most population don't go there. Most population go to modern shopping malls and supermarkets. That's where they buy their things. It is only in third world country that you see something like Onitsha main market. Therefore, you should ignore, as long as there is peace, they're not killing people, they're not plotting against the government. You should stop harassing them who is selling here and who is not selling here. Allow that cacophony in the Onitsha market. That is where the wealth of Anambra State will come from. That is where the corporate leaders will come from. Rather, what you should do is to give extension service by giving them more knowledge in terms of business practice and accounting and ethics in business. But those that are willing to stand on the street, those that are willing to hustle, that is where your wealth will come from. Let me refer you some few American companies. Dell Computer, I know your office might have Dell Computer. It started in the university. He was a student assembling computer inside the university. I know if he was in Anambra State, you would have gone there and arrested him. How can he be assembling university computer in the university that he's supposed to be reading his book? You see, he did not follow the rules. But now, Dell Computer is making $1.something billion for United States of America. Microsoft, iPhone, I love iPhone. Give me iPhone, iPad. Started in the garage, informal. If it was you, now you will come there and say, oh, you can't start in the garage. This place is residential. Too much control means poverty. You have to look to the other way. The economy will undergo metamorphosis from poverty to middle income to high income. It is when your economy is at high income, you start beautification. That is when you will start to build high-rise building, 98-story, high-rise building, 150-story, high-rise building, 2,000-story, high-rise building, 1 million story, just like the Chinese are doing today. Soludo, leave hustlers alone. That is your egg. If you eat it, you will not have chicken.
Like I told you earlier, that is Milo, an Igbo elder advising Governor of Anambra State, Soludo. He's emphasizing on the importance of informal sectors, the hawkers, the small businesses in driving economic growth and entrepreneurship in Anambra State. The egg represents this sector, which should be nurtured rather than suppressed. You know, Soludo is talking about Dubai, Taiwan, and this is what we are looking at. This elder has just punched a big advice. And I hope this audio will get to the governor. He is criticizing Soludo's approach, saying Soludo should focus on creating wealth rather than managing poverty. Demolishing informal structures will stifle entrepreneurship and hinder development. Mr. Milo is advising Soludo to prioritize economic growth, support local entrepreneurs, and avoid suppressing the informal sector. Not every time, demolition, demolition, demolition. We want to do this, we want to do that. There is a way to approach these things. Rome was not built in a day. You can't just come out, I want to turn Anambra to Taiwan, Dubai, whatsoever. Who are those that will even live there? Do they have the capacity to rent such space? So these things are gradual. According to him, you don't eat your egg. You have to keep the ones you will hatch for new chicken that will lay another one. If you eat all the eggs, these things are gradual. You need those small retail businesses. And this is how to deal with them so as to see their productivity, so for them to rise. And, you know, it will come to a point after having empowered them so much, they will have the energy, the financial muscle to fix the society. Please share this video when it's very important that it gets to the governor of Anambra State. He should learn. Being a professor doesn't mean you know all. You can take advice from anybody. And based on the audio you listened, the person who is speaking on the audio, you understand that he has this economic sense. Milo's Corner has been there for long. There's a section in my channel that is called Milo's Corner. There we pile up wealth of knowledge from Mr. Milo. Always go to that place if you want to build up yourself. Thanks for watching. I'm Azuka Oji. I say bye-bye for now.